Billy the Fish is a long-running cartoon strip in the British comic Viz that first appeared in 1983. Created by artist Chris Donald and writer Simon Thorp, Billy the Fish is, like many of his strips, a lampoon of British comics, in Billy the Fish's case, that of football-themed strips such as The Rovers. The cartoon was adapted into an animated film by Channel 4 in 1990. Background: the strip chronicles the football team Falchester United FC. Originally the strip was produced in serial format, a rarity for Viz, but later became an occasional strip, usually appearing when major tournaments were being played or parodying major incidents in the world of football. The strip returned to its serial format for 6 months in 2007 as a result of a sponsorship deal with bookmakers BetNow, who were advertised in a deliberately ridiculous manner in each strip that they sponsored. Characters include Billy Thompson, the main character. Despite being born half man, half fish, he has managed to have a long and successful career as a goalkeeper for Falchester. Essentially, Billy is a human head on a fish's body who inexplicably floats approximately 5 feet above the ground, and propels himself with his fins and tail. The first Billy was killed saving a booby-trapped ball in an FA Cup final, but was replaced by his son, who was also called Billy and happened to look exactly like his father. Tommy Brown, the team manager, a bluff, no-nonsense type in a sheepskin jacket. Tommy is the second most used character. In the past he has had open-heart surgery on the pitch and was revealed to be a woman in disguise. His catchphrase is, "Someone's out to make trouble for Falchester United." The question is who? Sid Preston, the team coach. Sid is usually a hapless straight man trying to make sense of events. Sid was born in Scotland, so he speaks with a Scottish accent. Rick Spangle, the millionaire pop star and chairman. In one strip, Spangle was revealed to be a Martian determined to get Billy to sign for his team Dynamo Mars. But of course this plot thread was never expanded upon. Brown Fox, a scantily clad, big-breasted Native American woman who plays winger. Johnny X, the invisible striker. His father was killed in a childhood accident, so Johnny has been invisible ever since. Terry Jackson, the unsettled reserve team keeper. Billy replaced him as Falchester's first-choice goalkeeper, and Jackson has since spent much time attempting to kill or otherwise discredit Billy in order to gain his place back. In the first episode of the series, Jackson shot what everyone thought was Billy, but it was actually a balloon of Billy. Later in the book series, he joined Grimthorpe City and teamed up with Evil Gus Parker and Wilf, his henchman, to discredit Falchester United and kill Billy Thompson for revenge. Professor Wolfgang Schnellby SC, Ph.D., a mad scientist who usually only shoots for goal after working out the best trajectory he should kick the ball at, achieving this with a calculator, various charts and a geometry set. Evil Gus Parker, boss of Grimthorpe City. Parker is often behind highly contrived schemes to discredit Falchester United. Wilf, Evil Gus Parker's henchman. Wilf helps his boss to discredit Falchester United so Grimthorpe City can become winners of the league trophy. Shaken Stevens, the famous pop star, signed for Falchester in an early strip parodying the time when Spandau Ballet signed up for Melchester Rovers, the team featured in The Rovers. He was later joined by Mick Hucknall, the frontman for Simply Red, a pair of conjoined twins who scored the vital equalizing goal in one game. The referee decided that because of the condition the goal counted double, resulting in Falchester winning the game. Maxwell Baxter, a supposed ruthless millionaire, whose schemes always appear to spell trouble for Falchester United. Despite appearing in many strips, the real Baxter has never been seen, as he always turns out to in fact be a cardboard replica with a hidden tape recorder. This started a repeating gag about threats to the main characters always turning out to be cardboard cutouts of the real person, based primarily on Robert Maxwell. Rex Findlay, a 64-year-old man who is blind. He scores 13 goals in the second half using a jet-powered ball. He also appears later on in the book only. Plot elements. As the above characters suggest, plot elements in the strip are frequently nonsensical, inconsistent, and highly contrived, often being set up and then forgotten about for no reason. They include surreal turns of events, especially in order to make ludicrous cop-outs from cliffhangers. For example, at the end of one strip, a game in Japan is interrupted by Mothra, the giant beast from the Godzilla movies. At the start of the strip in the next issue, it is swiftly revealed that it was actually just a harmless cardboard cutout of Mothra. Everyone sighs with relief and the game continues. On more than one occasion, characters have awakened from perilous situations to discover it was just a dream. Satire of the tendency in football fiction to have impossibly competent teams steamrollering the way through the competition. Fulchester usually win a game with scores of around 5-0, but if Billy is not in goal they instead lose by the same margin. One strip, lampooning the back from the brink plot type, had Fulchester narrowly beating a team of paperboys and then moving on to the FA Cup final the next day. Incidents relating to real-life events in British football. For example, Billy the Fish often adopts the current hairstyle of footballing celebrities such as Paul Gascoigne or David Beckham. On another occasion, Billy shouted a tirade of abuse at Tommy Brown for daring to order him to tie his shoelaces. This prompted Brown to drop Billy from the team, which mimicked the incident whereby Irish footballer Roy Keane was dropped from his team and sent home from the 2002 World Cup for hurling abuse at his manager. References to the strip's supposed unpopularity amongst Fizz readers. In one strip, Tommy Brown drops his trousers and defecates on his desk to prove that no one is reading. Spot the difference version of the strip. The differences from the normal version being extremely obvious. For instance, the strip is titled Billy the Fish. Sid Preston suddenly appears nude in one panel, and Tommy Brown is replaced by Adolf Hitler. Book and episode cliffhangers. The book episodes invariably end with a cliffhanger which is resolved in the next issue in 1 or 2 panels. For instance, when manager Tommy Brown revealed that he was actually a woman in disguise, the following episode had her leaving the country forever and being replaced by her identical twin brother. When someone stole a bag containing the gate-in money, which Sid Preston had left on a table beneath a small air vent, it was theorized that only a contortionist from the local circus could have entered the room. However, Sid then realized that, now that he thought about it, he had actually left the bag on a different table, where indeed it was. Billy was convicted of the murder of his wife and children, and was about to be executed. In the nick of time, his family turned up to say that they weren't dead. They had merely been out shopping. The television series had cliffhangers at the end of each of the 4 episodes that were broadcast. Episode 1, the team are given a lift to Rossdale Stadium in Rick Spangle's jet plane. Suddenly, Spangles peels off his head to reveal an alien underneath it. The team discover they are his prisoners and that the plane is going to Mars. Episode 2, Billy is at a death camp in Botslavia. He has been sent there for a punishment for signing a written confession to crimes perpetrated against the Botslavian states. Several guns are pointed at him, and Billy says, "Oh, well, this looks like the end." Once given the orders, the soldiers open fire. Episode 3 Gus Parker announces that when the match takes place on Saturday, Grimthorpe City will win the league trophy, and no fish, large-breasted Indian or invisible striker is going to stop them. Episode 4 The narrator explains that the final whistle had blown before the ball had crossed the line, which means that Grimthorpe City are champions of the league trophy. But he is wrong. The referee apologizes for blowing the whistle. He was just testing it. Falchester are champions of the league trophy.